Alright, so let's take a look at some more Super Eagles players who've moved from one club to another during the summer transfer window. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much. First, we're going to start with Tyronne Ebuehi, fullback for the Super Eagles, who moved from Benfica in the Portuguese top flight to Empoli in the Serie A. He was actually in the Serie A last season with Venezia on loan. He played 19 matches for them, but now he's going to be with Empoli, a permanent deal from Benfica. He actually signed with Benfica after the 2018 World Cup, suffered a serious injury, and never really got a serious run of games for them. Out on loan on several occasions, and now finally he finds a permanent home. This is definitely a good move for Tyronne, because number one, being out on loan is definitely different than when the club owns you. The club knows that no matter what happens this season, you are going to be their player for the next season, so they're not worried about you getting hot and all of a sudden going back to your parent club. So that's definitely a plus for you. Then you're also in a familiar ground. You played in the Italian top flight last season. You get to return to the same league, even though it's a different club, but it's still the same league. So it's definitely a good chance for him to have a good run of games and make his way back into the Super Eagles setup. Next up is Chidera Ejuke, winger for the Super Eagles. He moved from CSKA Moscow in Russia to Hertha Berlin in the Bundesliga, and the deal is basically going to last for the duration of the 2022-2023 season, and he suspended his contract with the Russians, and that's basically because of the FIFA law that allows players who play in Russia to leave if a club is willing to sign them, and this is because of the Russian-Ukraine situation that's going on right now. And yeah, basically it's a good deal for him. He plays in a tougher league, step up in competition. I feel it's going to help him become a little bit more direct, because the Bundesliga, as we all know, is a real direct league, and it will be less of the fancy stuff and more of just getting goals and assists, and I believe that's going to really help him with his development. Next up is Bassey, fullback / central defender for the Super Eagles. He made the move from Rangers FC in Scotland to Ajax in the Eredivisie. Calvin was a big part in the Rangers making it all the way to the Europa League finals last season. He made 50 appearances with the club in all competitions and also won the Scottish Cup. Apparently he had interest from clubs all over Europe. Clubs in the Bundesliga, the Serie A, the EPL, all wanted him to sign with him, but he ended up signing with Ajax. I mean, it's definitely not the biggest jump in competition when you move from the Scottish top flight to the Eredivisie, but you have a team in Ajax that's always in the continent, always playing in the Champions League or the Europa League, made it to the semifinals of the Champions League not too long ago, so you have that step up in competition playing in the continent. And at the same time, it is Ajax. It is a team that has been known for developing players, definitely has developed some Super Eagles players in the past. You have Kanu Nwankwo, you have Finidi George, Sunday Elise, all played for the Ajax team, so you definitely have that history in place. I feel it's a place that Calvin can really get to develop his football. You see him improving daily, and I feel like this could be a destination that could see him take his football to a whole nother level. So it's definitely a good one for Bassey, and definitely a good one for his club, the Rangers, his former club. I mean, you buy a player for £200,000 and you sell him for the upwards of £20 million. I mean, that's definitely a good deal, and I know they're not complaining about anything. Next, we have Onyekuru, Super Eagles winger, who moved from Olympiacos in the Greek top flight to Adana Demirspor in the Turkish Super League. He actually signed for Olympiacos last season, did not have a good season whatsoever, and now he has been loaned out to Adana Demirspor with the option to buy after the season. I mean, this move is going to give him a good run of games. It's going to bring him back into a surrounding that he's familiar with, but at the end of the day, the question has never been, can you do it in the Turkish Super League? The question has been, what happened in Monaco? What happened in Olympiacos? So I would have really rather him go to a different league and really prove himself somewhere else that is not Turkey. Next up and last but not least, Kelechi Nwakali, Super Eagles midfielder. He terminated his contract with Huesca in the Spanish second division, and now he is signed with SD Ponferradina in the same league, the Spanish second division. The situation stems from Kelechi going to the African Cup of Nations with the Super Eagles, and when he came back, he was basically frozen out by his club and eventually released at the end of the season. Now he signs with Ponferradina, a club in the same exact league, and this is basically a win for him right here because it shows that he is good enough for the level of competition, but at the same time he has a whole bunch of work to do. You still have not had a big season in Europe yet, so he definitely has a lot to prove, and I'm wishing him all the best of luck. Well, those are some Super Eagles players who've made moves during this transfer window. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.